mother that that taught me, you know, to be an honest person and a good person. So, I had a decent childhood. I really did.
What kind of kid were you in high school?
I was a loner. I stayed to myself. Because I still to this day I can't tolerate certain people. I just can't, and it's not really a racial issue. It's just I can't be around a bunch of people. I just don't like being around them.
Was there racism in your family?
I grew up in a time when the riots in LA was going on. I'd be watching TV and stuff like that, and you'd see when they pulled that old boy out of that truck in LA, the Rodney King stuff. And I grew up in a very racial time, so I grew up in a time where this stuff was not being forced down me, but maybe at the time I shouldn't have seen that as a child, but this was something that I seen a lot. It wasn't hidden from me. Racial stuff was not hidden from me. So yes, it was a part of my life. It was a part of my childhood. It was Mississippi burning when I was a kid. I always looked up to the Ku Klux Klan. I always admired the Ku Klux Klan. I always said that I'd be a great leader one day. I always said that.
Did you have relatives that were in the Klan?
My grandfather was a very racial person, but I'm not going to say he was a Ku Klux Klan member. But no, I mean, the Klan thing is something that I took on my own. It's something that I knew as a child that I'd do this. This is my calling. This has always been my calling.
So you're the Imperial Wizard.
I'm an Imperial Wizard. That's the highest rank as far as the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah.
And Mississippi is one of the strongest states for the Klan.
It is. It's one of the Mississippi White Knights is one of the most respected groups as far as the Ku Klux Klan goes. We have the most respect. I had left the Mississippi White Knights for a little bit and started the North Mississippi White Knights, but now we're going to bring it back. We're going to get everything situated again, get the Claverns in order, and start everything back over again. So I've just moved back from Portland, Oregon. So I've got to. I lived there for 4 years. It's very different. But I did love it. I love the weather. I love the beauty. And there's a lot of white people there, but they're liberal-minded. They have no idea. I was married to a Norwegian girl, and her family was very liberal in mindset and judgmental people. They judged me for being in the Klan. I'm no longer married to her, but at the time that was the love of my life, and it didn't work out. It just didn't work out because people are judgmental. They're too judgmental about everything you do in your life. And at the end of the day, they need to look under their doorstep and sweep and see what they've got going on in their life. Most people that judge me for being in the Ku Klux Klan and hate me for being in the Ku Klux Klan, there's an underlining reason for that. They're gay, they're homosexual, they're a race mixer, something like that. But I don't judge anybody. I give anybody a chance. But if you want to judge me and say, hey, this is that's wrong for the Ku Klux Klan, then I'm going to judge you because you're giving me an open door to judge you. So I'm not really a judgmental person. I don't force my beliefs on anybody until they want to judge me. So.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. We the hood people, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
They come with the deep detailed dive. A deep ass detailed dive. From a hood point of view. Right. Welcome to HVP. We might disagree.
If you disagree, holler at me.
We can't deny the facts. You know what I'm saying?
You dig?
It's a lot to get into, my boy.
Oh yeah, and we had to start off with that piece of shit.
Who?
That piece of shit KKK member.
It's a lot of those.
I know. But he don't motherfucking judge nobody.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, if you
He's on
did
something different with a
right.
big ass.
Ooh, turn my headphones down a little bit.
He was on something different with the big ass motherfucking hood.
Right.
All that shit on to my own judge.
You dumb up, you dumb bastard. If you didn't judge nobody, you wouldn't be in the KKK.
That was funny. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what killed me. But I don't judge nobody, and I don't judge nobody. The people judge you. You running around with a motherfucking blue KKK suit. That was a new one. I ain't never seen that one before. I seen the black ones and the white ones. The blue one.
No, he said something.
He Imperial Wizard.
Yeah.
He one of them. He like a 99.999% racist. The 0.1% allowed him to marry that Norwegian girl. That's what that was. The son of a bitch.
One thing about pussy, it disturbs your racism.
Man, good pussy, a motherfucking it'll make it disturb your racism, make you change religions, will fuck around, you will change political parties and all that good shit.
That's true. It fucks you up.
Yep, but it won't make you stay home at night. Yeah, that piece of shit, and he just as big a piece of shit as that piece of shit I seen on the internet this week. That doing that medal ceremony where she skipped over the black girl. Yeah, she was a real fucking piece of shit. Because you don't do that. You don't do that to kids. You racist or not. You know, you don't do no shit like that. And you gonna put a medal on all the other kids, all the other light-skinned white kids, but you gonna skip over the little black girl. Man, I wish I'd have smacked the shit out of her.
Hold on, what? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Oh, I thought I sent you that.
Nah.
Oh no, you got to. Oh my goodness, hold on, I got the pause right here.
What happened though?
Go to
What they do?
It was a medal ceremony. I just found out that was over a year ago when the video just came out.
Oh, okay.
But it was gymnast competition or whatever, and I guess they had won. And all the little girls that won that was getting medals, they was white and one was black. Now the little piece of trash woman that was giving out the medals, she put the medal around the neck of all the little white kids. When she got to the black girl, she skipped over the black girl and continued with the white kids. Bitch, you's a real piece of shit. Cause you
That happened?
yeah. I thought you pooped out, man.
You said it happened a year ago?
It happened a year ago, but the video was all over the place a couple nights ago. I could have swore to beans.
What was her reason for?
I don't know the reasons, but it wasn't a good. God damn it, whatever the reason was, it wasn't a good one. I can tell you that much. Hold on, I got this.
I don't know if it was.
That's it.
If I don't understand why was she? Did the black girl lose?
No,
Was she the worst person? You feel me?
No, the worst person was the one with that fucking giving out them medals, a funky bitch.
But I'm saying, like, what was it? Like,
you funky bitch.
Did you follow? What was going on? What were they doing? What was they trying to give her? What was happening?
I mean, it was when I seen the joint. It was said the title said, "This is pure racism." So,
no, what I'm saying is, what the lady was doing. Did she purposely?
She purposely skipped over the black girl.
The black person
Yeah,
just didn't deserve anything.
I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. I know she skipped. Look, the black girl. Evidently, they won whatever place they came in, first, second, third. Because all first, second, third, all of medal. So it doesn't matter. But she was the one that was passing out the medals, and you know how they do in them competitions. You got one person that'll go down the line of the winning team, and they'll put the medal around the neck of all the participants on that particular team, whatever they won, gold, silver, or bronze. She did it when the way she was doing it. You can see she went down line and she put around all the little white children neck. And then when she got to the black girl, she skipped over the black girl and continued on to put the medals around the neck of the white girls, which is look, bitch. If you're a fucking racist, that's fucking one. But you don't do no shit like that. You know, she worked just as hard as the other children to get that medal. You don't do no punk shit like that. You keep your motherfucking racism away from shit like that. And whoever hired that bitch need their ass whooped too. They probably knew she was a fucking bigot. Then you watch the video, you see the face on little black girl. She was hurt like a motherfucker. That was some cold shit.
There's a lot to unpack right there, right?
A lot to unpack.
Two things, right? First thing is, you as a black little girl know you getting into something. You might love it, but you know everybody around you is not in your culture, right? If you get into swimming as a black child, right? You know for a fact, because of being in the getting coached and everything, that everybody around you is white. Because this is a sport that black people hasn't. Now, there's a lot of black women and black men that accomplish a lot in swimming. Don't get me wrong, but we don't dominate that sport at all. You know what I'm saying? As black people, as a black culture, right?
But hold on, later. But see, I see where you're coming from, but you have Simone Biles that is the top in that sport, and she black. Now forget the name of the other little black girl. She from Montgomery County. That set it off in the Olympics, and she won gold medal. So it's
no, but you gotta realize in the position of a black child, that person right there,
right?
There,
all right.
She is in a position where everybody around her is white. Her parents has put her in a program where she would love to swim. She wanted to be a swimmer,
and she was a gymnast.
A gymnast. But in that transition of doing what you love, you find out this sport is not in your culture. You feel me? You find out that this sport has nothing but white kids and white parents. Is just dominated by white people. Where you can end up the only black person on the team.
True, but that
puts you in a pickle.
But that does not excuse for what that white woman did.
No,
because
what I'm saying is the black child. I'm thinking from her standpoint, right? Standing there in this midst of where you know nobody is in your culture in this thing here, right? Involved in what we do. She walks down and skips you. You really feel fucked up now. You feel me? As a female,
because
getting a black female in a white dominated,
because she probably
sport
to get good.
Then you gotta realize these kids don't think of this as white black. You feel me?
That's my point.
I like the gymnast.
That's
so
my point.
I want to be a gymnast.
That's my point.
But you don't realize that sport is dominated by white people.
That's my point is this. For her to get good, for you to get good and to be good, especially in shit like gymnastics, you've been doing that shit since you can be walking. You've been tumbling, you've been doing this, doing flips, been doing everything since you was about 4 years old. So, and she probably been around. It's a white dominated sport. You know, even like I said, you got your Simone Biles and so forth. You got some out there that's whooping ass, taking names, but the majority when you get to that type of sports, gymnasts and stuff, their gymnastics, the majority is white. Cool. No problem. She probably been and knowing her to get to the position she was at, she been around white people probably most of her life, if not all her life, to get in that sport. So it doesn't, so she growing up and she being groomed to see race in another way, then I would say her parents and her grandparents and older people older than her. So,
So you
all she
think-
knows them her friends.
So you think it was a shock to her, the little girl?
Fuck yeah, you see her face.
I think it was a shock to her, but that's my point.
You see her face. She was.
That's my point. She is in a sport that she is not oblivious to what's going on around her.
Look.
Friends are white. She grew up in the right neighborhood. This is a sport she loved. She's not oblivious to what's going on around her.
But the thing is this: when you get back to it, she's a child.
That's my point.
She's a child. She might not be versed in the ways of the world, and no, she's probably been brought up and if her parents got her into that sport and to get her deep into the sport as she is, then she's probably been taught that, you know, to be colorblind when it comes to race. That's probably what it is, and her friends was too. Now mind you, this shit happened overseas. It happened in Ireland, so she probably been taught to be, you know, them her friends and blah blah blah. That's who she grew up with. That's who she hang around with. That's what she knows.
That's a key point, because I really stress that black people around the world is completely different from black people in America. That's a different struggle there, right? That's a different timeline of things they went through. So if you get a black person in like Europe and stuff like that, they trying to fit in to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not trying to build their own community of black people. You feel me? They're just trying to blend in to these countries and try to be either a teacher or just blend into the society. They ain't trying to be black person fighting power. They don't want to do that. None of them in these other countries fight power, black power. They don't do that. They're just trying to live their life amongst white people, which I applaud them. But some of them bow down to it and then turn on the black folks. That's why I always say black people in America are just different Negroes. We niggas.
I mean, I agree with that to a certain extent, but you do have.
That's why you got African people don't feel it the same way we do.
You have racism. The blacks in Europe deal with their types of, well, they deal with racism like maybe not to the level we deal with it, but they still deal with it at a significant level, I would say.
Yeah.
And you got black people in a lot of the major countries that do deal with racism in Europe and Germany and places like that. So, but here, because this country, basically the motherfucker was built on racism, is you're right, it's different. But my whole thing about that video is, and what makes her a real piece of shit, is no matter how you felt about black people or how you feel about people that's different from you in general, sometimes you let that fucking shit go because that's a little child. And more than likely than not, that child ain't did a motherfucking thing to you. For you to up and do some shit like that. If that was the fucking case, then bitch, you should have let somebody else do the medal ceremony. For you to embarrass and hurt that little girl like that, you's a real piece of shit.
Do you think, first of all, I don't think the person that did that was even paying attention to the fact that she was being racist. You know what I'm saying? She was just being herself. She's making sure. I don't even think they had enough medals for everybody, to be honest with you.
Ain't no
she
way
was
in
trying
hell.
to make sure she was giving all the medals out.
No.
And make
No.
sure that every person that was white get a medal.
No. Then that's racist.
I know that.
Look, if the black girl is right in the middle of all this, and you went white girl got a medal. Here come the black girl. Skip the black girl. Went white girl. Everybody, they make sure that everybody got some. They know how many people on them teams, so they got to have enough medals for every team that medal. They got what they need. She did that shit on purpose because you can see on the video. She went, she put the joint around the neck, put the joint around the white child neck.
You notice she ran off to get more.
Huh?
You notice that?
But then she still
You never know. Did she only have 3 more left? How much she had left? Her racism showed out when she tried to make sure that the white motherfuckers get these last 3 or 4.
She didn't have enough on her at the time. It is other motherfuckers there that she could have turned around and said, I need 2 more medals. I need 3 more medals. Bring them up here. You did not have to skip the black girl like that. She did not go back to the black girl. What she did on purpose. And shout out to Simone Biles, who sent the little girl a video and, you know, telling her it's gonna be all right. And then when the parents, this will fuck me up. What she did in public, and the parents was outraged. So the parents demanded an apology. They demanded a public apology, which they should have got. But no. They want to give them a private apology. Fuck no. You didn't carry me like that in private. So you don't need the way you carry me is the way you're going to apologize. Who the fuck you think you're playing with? That was just some bullshit.
That's true.
That was just some bullshit. But you know, shout out, and you know it's all right because you will be blessed. You will get your comeuppance, and so will that piece of shit that did that. She will get her comeuppance too.
She deserves it.
Damn right. Because no matter what, sometimes even if you a piece of shit ass racist, in some situations you can put that shit aside. Even if you go, okay, put it around her neck, then sneak off and go wash your hands if you feel that fucking way, you dumb bitch. But you don't do that. Because it was a grown-up, you wouldn't have did it, because a grown-up would have beat your ass.
ASAP.
A grown-up would have said, hold up, bitch, where you going? Where my medal? You would have explained yourself or pull that foot out your ass.
Now, as this podcast been going on, right? We've been having a tendency to beat the fuck out of Republicans because they always fucking up. It's not our fault. It's not our fault.
Every fucking week.
It's not our fault. It's whoever fucks up. Now, Bob Menendez.
He's not a Republican.
I know. Just to let everybody know, we don't shy away from none of y'all food. You feel what I'm saying? That's my point. Now, he's a Democrat. Before we go further, you know what I'm saying? Now,
Democrat.
I personally been following him, listening to him over the years. He been making sure we get health care, guns off the street, and then making sure that Obama ain't getting impeached. You know what I'm saying? So watching him over the years, I know that all these politicians are fucking foul, right? But it comes to a point to where you you're looking at somebody talking and you're not thinking that they doing the same thing that they talking about. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, what type of bitch shit is that? Like, you're against corruption, but you getting gold bars from behind the back of motherfuckers? What are you doing, bro? Like, did you hear what this nigga doing? Or allegedly, him and his wife, bro?
Oh, please. He ain't did shit that motherfucker. Now I'm going to pull up a motherfucking name. You motherfuckers in PG County gonna know. He is doing the same shit Jack Johnson was doing.
Jack Johnson.
Oh, sheriff. Or was he state's attorney then? Yeah, he was state's attorney then. Jack Johnson. He was doing the same shit he was doing. Had motherfucking money, taking bribes, had money in the freezer, money in his wife's drawers. She ran out the house with her drawers full of money, trying to hide the shit. Hey, we ain't forgot about you.
I remember him.
I ain't forgot about you, Jack Johnson. The motherfucking minute want you to put on my ass.
I remember him, yeah. Jack Johnson.
Yeah, and then so you know Menendez in the same boat. He got a house full of cash and shit. Talking about, well, I go to the bank all the time and just I withdraw cash to keep on hand. Okay, look, who the fuck don't keep emergency money in the house? But really, dude, you just going to the bank. If you going to the bank withdrawing that type of money all the time, what the fuck is you got it in the bank for? You need to put it in the bank then.
He been alleged of few things here.
A few things, quite a few.
Sucking Iranian dick,
Yeah, he been doing that.
which is not good for any politician. In fact, we're gonna tap into the motherfucking that press charges against this bitch nigga. Now, again, I don't let nobody slide.
Oh fuck no.
I don't give a fuck what part are you from
Where you at?
and what you do.
Who you is?
It's just a coincidence that everything we don't like, Republicans do. That's not our fault.
That's just wrong.
That's not our fault. You know what I'm saying?
That's wrong.
And every once in a while, we get one of these from a Democrat, which we'll rag on their ass too.
Right.
Now,
Right.
since we can't explain this shit, we're gonna let you hear from Baldhead Man,
Yeah, it is.
Attorney General.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Got to get that one later on.
My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the United States Attorney
You know,
here in the Southern District of New York. Today, I'm announcing that my office has obtained a 3-count indictment charging Senator Robert Menendez, his wife Nadine Menendez, and 3 New Jersey businessmen, while Hannah, Jose Uribe, and Fred Davies for bribery offenses. The investigation that led to these charges has been run out of the Southern District of New York. The indictment alleges that between 2018 and 2022, Senator Menendez, the senior U.S. Senator from New Jersey and the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and his wife Nadine Menendez, engaged in a corrupt relationship with Hannah, Uribe, and Davies. The indictment alleges that through that relationship, the senator and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes in exchange for Senator Menendez using his power and influence to protect and to enrich those businessmen and to benefit the government of Egypt. The indictment alleges that Hannah, Uribe, and Davies provided bribes in the form of cash, gold, mortgage payments, a low show or a no-show job for Nadine Menendez, a Mercedes-Benz, and other things of value to the senator and his wife. Now, constituent service is part of any legislator's job. Senator Menendez is no different. And as we explain in the indictment, there are things that Senator Menendez says he can do for his constituents and things that he says he cannot do for his constituents. He put it all on his Senate website. So for instance, it says he cannot compel an agency to act in someone's favor. It says he cannot influence matters involving a private business. It says he cannot get involved in criminal matters. Period. But we allege that behind the scenes, Senator Menendez was doing those things for certain people, the people who were bribing him and his wife. Now, let me say a little bit more about the conduct that's alleged in the indictment. The indictment alleges that Senator Menendez took several actions as part of this corrupt relationship. First, the indictment alleges that Senator Menendez used his power and influence, including his leadership role on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, to benefit the government of Egypt in various ways.
Egypt?
Among other actions, Senator Menendez allegedly...
Egypt?
Egypt?
There's one problem with that.
Check.
There's one problem with that, right?
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear.
Now,
Okay.
I understand that people listening right now just want to hear the video. That's cool. But we're breaking things down here.
Let me go break it down.
He said that the man was covering for a whole nother country, bro.
Whole nother country.
Think about that for a minute.
Whole nother country.
Really though? And you sitting in the Senate? Where the FBI at? They don't know this? Well, they just caught
They
him.
knew.
That's my fault. They
So we don't know
indict
how
him.
long-
They indict
yeah.
him now. Sometimes you gotta really wait till you get all the evidence.
I'm about to say you don't know how long. We really don't know how long he been under investigation.
yeah, and some of the shit ain't came out yet.
Yeah, look, when they
So-
indict a motherfucker, they only, and that's what you need. You Trumpaholics need to know. When you indict somebody, they only put the bare minimum necessary to get that indictment. So all the shit ain't out there. Now, when you go to trial, y'all gonna be like, "Where that come from? What? Didn't know that? You kidding me? Oh damn!
Yeah,
That's
it's
what's gonna
always way more than we just heard.
That's what's gonna happen." So
That's
all
what
that shit
goddamn
about
sure.
he got all that money up in the house and what he been doing for Egypt. Egypt? The Egyptian, man, come on, bro.
You gotta realize two things. They've been allegedly paying their mortgages,
Yep,
paying their bills.
yep.
So you know that.
Look,
Here we go.
To be provided sensitive, non-public U.S. government information to Egyptian officials and otherwise took steps to secretly aid the government of Egypt. We also allege that Senator Menendez improperly pressured a senior
wow.
official at the U.S. Department of
That's
Agriculture
why
to
we
protect
got
a
it on
lucrative
white
monopoly that the government of Egypt had awarded to Hana,
That's key.
a lucrative monopoly that Hana then used to fund certain bribe payments.
This nigga pressured the agriculture department for shit for these fools in Egypt.
in Egypt.
Really though?
See, that's what.
Second,
See, he doing shit
The
for a
indictment
foreign
alleges
country.
that Senator
That's what really gonna get his ass smashed. So Bob Menendez,
But why?
you
What
a
are
piece
you
of
doing?
shit too.
For what? And then use the same bitch ass nigga to stand up and say Trump, you's a corrupt and all this shit.
He just as bad as Trump.
You a gold bar corrupt ass nigga.
Oh yeah, he was
Senator
getting gold
Menendez
bars
used
and
his
shit.
power and influence to try
Man,
to
this dude-
disrupt a criminal
let me see.
investigation and prosecution undertaken by the New Jersey Attorney General's office related to an associate and a relative of Uribe.
Uribe.
Third, the indictment alleges that Senator Menendez used his power and influence to try to disrupt
My
a federal
goodness.
prosecution of
This
Davies
dude.
in the District of New Jersey in two ways.
See,
First, by seeking to install a United States attorney
what we do here,
who he thought
people.
could be influenced with respect
See,
to
we don't let
Davies.
no
And second,
crook
by trying
get
to
on-
influence that
get
office
away
to
with
act
nothing.
favorably in Davies' case.
because look,
And as we allege in the indictment, the senator agreed
We
to
come
do
on
these
here
things and use
every
his power
week.
in this way because Hana was
And
paying
we-
bribes, because Uribe was paying.
let's see what
Now,
the word I'm
keep
looking
in
for.
mind what he just said.
Mhm.
These are Egyptian billionaires.
Right, and we implore
Paying this nigga, bro.
people to vote and to vote for people who stand up for their interests and have their best interests and the interests of the city, state, country, and the country at the middle of everything that they do. And I don't give a fuck who you is, Democrat, Republican, Independent, or who. I don't get down with you doing shit like that because you've been put in the office to serve the people, not yourself. You know, even though we know it's backhanded deals that go along, y'all get inside tips on this, that, and the third. Okay, but when to be straight up a corrupt piece of shit, if that's what you are, that's what this should be called. This night is Piece of Shit Tuesday because we got a lot of pieces of shit on here tonight.
My problem with Hernandez, whatever the fuck his name
Menendez.
is you had so many people backing you all this time.
All this time.
Remember, he had this problem before. He had this
Yep.
shit. He went through this before.
Yep.
Now, I do respect the fact that you do have to see it. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, you guys step back and see, do the facts lead to what he's saying? You know what I'm saying? What's allegedly up? Because sometimes, but for him to say this shit is my savings, I don't know. Now we getting in the territory of I think you
That's a
bullshit
damn
now,
lie.
yeah.
I just think you're bullshitting. You just lying. You just
Like, what the fuck is that?
you ain't bullshit. You lying.
It's in my savings. What
Okay.
what did that mean, you dumbass nigga?
Yeah, it's my savings. I go pull some out every now and then.
Nah, that
What the who the fuck
See-
who does that?
when I heard that, then I'm like, hold up, man, I don't know what's happening now.
Who-
now,
Who
then
does
he
that?
might have did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the
Who
fuck
do
you
some
talking
shit like
about,
that?
bruh?
Bruh, come on, man. Look,
I was confused from the fact that he said that. I was like, huh? Now, keep in mind, we got plenty of senators. Minnesota Senator Dean Phillips that won him out.
Okay.
Illinois Senator.
oh yeah.
Massachusetts, Seth won him out. Michigan, Pennsylvania, California, which is Adam Schiff. Eric, you know what I'm saying? These are people, especially Adam Schiff, that is high-ranking motherfuckers.
Hell
know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Swift, Swall, Will,
You don't
Water,
really want Adam Shifty.
Shifty,
What
Shifty
fucking
Schiff.
Trump called him?
Shifty, Shift.
Shifty Schiff.
Go down
You don't
by
want shifty Schiff on
hamburger,
your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Fetterman,
I mean-
Booker. Or Booker just book at
Now,
this time. Booker hadn't yet called, but Booker had. I think today.
that's why I say
was
it's
it
kind
today?
of tough to
Day
jump on.
Booker. I think it was the day Cory Booker called.
It's kind of tough to jump on the bandwagon because nothing is really no information, nothing has came out. But by his
Put it
history,
like this.
he been through something like this before, and the fact that first I'm blown away that he even do this stuff. First of all, but now the fact that I know that I feel like that he might have done it
Yeah.
is the gold bars. Like
Yeah, that was just,
that seals it for me. It's like the way to get around some of this shit is gold bars.
Right. But see,
These white motherfuckers. I love y'all though.
I know
Y'all be figuring this
I
shit
know
out,
what they
bro.
put out in the public, but what they put out in the public is one thing. But you, all of these senators and house members and stuff like that, they got access to shit that the public ain't gonna see. So they know what's really going on, and just like, and they can talk to people that's involved that we'll never hear of. So they know what's going on. So when they call for, look, step your dumb ass down, and he talking about, and the fuck I'm thinking about it, he ain't gonna step. He don't want how much he ain't gonna step down, and then he got Republicans like, yeah, motherfucker, don't step down. But what did I tell you? And see, God damn
It
it,
don't matter who they are, they gonna stick with it.
I'm right again. I'm gonna tell you what I'm right on. Remember when the Virginia governor, when the blackface shit came out, the blackface, the pictures of him at the blackface at the party.
Virginia governor, yeah.
Yeah. And he said, and he didn't step down. He said he wasn't going to step down and blah, 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 blah. And I told you, I said it at that time. Once he did that, everybody else that come along that fuck up after him ain't going to step down. When he did that and got away with it, and they didn't force his ass out.
Now you
Now
gotta
you
admit that after he stayed in office, he did a lot of things for the black culture ASAP.
He had no motherfucking choice.
Yeah, but we benefited.
I mean, we benefited, but and he was a Democrat too. But we benefited. But my thing was, okay, where was this before the blackface pictures came out?
True.
See, that's what don't jump out there. You want to do all of this, and you want to be motherfucking Al Sharpton Jr. after the blackface pictures come out when you wasn't doing all of this shit before that yearbook surfaced. See,
Yeah.
I don't got a problem with what you did afterwards because, like you say, yeah, it benefited the people.
Yeah.
But you should have been doing that shit. See, if you was doing that shit,
For him making up for it, he started doing a lot
Right.
of shit
and
inside.
see, if you was doing that shit before the blackface pictures, then maybe people would have been like more sympathetic to your cause when you said, well, it was just a costume party. And I was just doing this at a costume party. I didn't mean nothing by it. It was just something I was ignorant of the facts at the time. Then motherfuckers would have been like, giving you the benefit of the doubt. But when you come along afterwards, and now all of a sudden you bucking to be not only governor but president of the NAACP too, I got a slight problem with that, because it even though it was a good thing that you did, it don't seem as though you were sincere.
True.
That's
That's when you vote him out. But you held his feet to the fire and make him do so much shit for us on his way to fuck out.
right.
But Virginia don't do that. They
But see,
rehire these motherfuckers.
Yeah, Virginia only,
Especially West Virginia.
Virginia is only a one-term state. You only get one term, and that's it. So once your term is up, you gone, regardless. But he was doing that because he was hoping for a career after that. Maybe he was bucking to go to the House or to go to Congress or go to the Senate. And he know you're gonna need them brothers and sisters to vote for you to get there, being a Democrat. So I find it a little, I find it a little disingenuous, but fuck it, I ain't turning it down.
That's what I mean. Just like, yeah. That's my point. It's like, just use them up. Fuck it.
Right.
Make them do all the shit we need, and then toss his ass the fuck out.
It was a foul shit that you did, but hey, cheers with a cheers.
Now, the most powerful black lady on, matter of fact, the number 2 most powerful person on earth is a black lady.
Oh, I thought you was talking about Beyonce.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, the Bobs, not the Bobs. Beyonce's, what's those? The Honey Bobs? Beehives, yeah.
Shit, the Beehives ain't got shit on the Swifties.
Those motherfuckers.
The Swifties and took the fuck over.
I'm talking about the Camillas.
Kamala.
The Camillas Harrisons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, them.
Now, one thing I stress is, as far as the black culture is concerned, right, is gun violence, right? Gun violence come in all shapes and sizes, bro. From suicide to self-defense to straight out cold-blooded murder,
Something like that.
right? So it's a lot of angles to it, to gun violence, right? My sole concern is first police violence with the guns, killing us, kids, and black people, right? That's the first one. My second concern is getting the guns off these streets. Period. Now, if you're a gun owner, that we open the lines to any gun owners, especially if you're black, to come on this podcast and stress your feelings, right?
If you got the guts.
But I feel like all gun owners, if you're black, you need to come to what's that? Come to Jesus moment. Look in the mirror and say, am I part of the problem? You feel me? Because when you give your dues to the NRA, or when you vote for a Republican Party, you voting for more guns in your streets, bro. Now, I don't make the calls. I don't make the rules. This is what these people vote for. If you got 100% negative rating for the NRA, you got 100% plus rating for the NRA, you're in a Republican Party. And that means make a choice, black people, right? Like if you're a parent, black man, black woman, raising 2 boys, 15, 16, do you got time for a party to figure out, do they want guns on the streets or not? Or do you need them all the streets now? You feel me? You need them all the streets now. You ain't got time for the debates. You feel me? The only reason it's a debate because it's one party that feels that guns should flow unconsciously all through America's states. And once you get to that realization that, again, I don't give a fuck who you vote for. We here to lay the facts out. As black culture, right? You cannot deny the fact that if you want the guns off the street, as far as killing black kids and black people in general, It's no way you can be voting Republican because you cannot be a Republican unless you're 100% NRA. NRA want more guns in the street, whether it's automatics. What the guns we trying to ban? We trying to ban the motherfucking joints that they don't want to ban. They want guns to go through your streets, unlimited, unaccounted for, really. So you got to come to a realization. Okay, what we do? Even if you own guns, can you help me out here? If I have, in fact, I have a 12-year-old son, and I do not, and he black as fuck. He do not, and I do not. One of them just walking out here getting shot the fuck up by a police officer, or his best friend that's 2 grades ahead of him with a fucking gun that he took from the house that Pops had laying around on the fucking table. Now you see what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah, that's just dumb.
That's where I'm at now. So what resolutions? What you think in gun violence? What was your? Well, give me your 3 top things that you feel, either you're a gun owner or not, should go along with these 3 things.
What 3? My 3 things?
Gun violence, yeah.
Hey, and gun violence. First of all, you gotta get fucking assault weapons off the streets, because fuck you need assault weapons out in a society for. That's for one. You need motherfuckers that crazy motherfuckers, and it ain't all about crazy people too. That shouldn't have motherfucking guns, shouldn't get guns. Then you got these high capacity magazines. That shit got to go. Because what the fuck you look?
Again, what one of those 3 things that a gun owner would disagree with?
Well, the gun owner, look, you have people out here who are gun owners. You really have people out here who are gun owners that agree with that. That there's certain guns that should be on the streets. You shouldn't have high capacity magazines, and you should do, background checks, and it should be red flag laws, whatever. I can deal with that shit too. But the problem is in the messaging. And the problem in the messaging is this. The NRA and gun rights politicians will always put it out there that it's an attack on the Second Amendment and they're trying to take the guns, which isn't true. It's not true because you don't find not one person anywhere in this country that don't believe that it's your right to protect yourself, to protect your family, to protect your property. That's your right.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody violates you, violate your family, violate your property, you have a right, if you got it, to pop a hot one in their ass. But what we're saying is, look, you don't need in society, in your neighborhoods, even in your house, you don't need a weapon that is meant to be used in a war zone on the battlefield. What for? You're not gonna hunt with it. What the fuck is you gonna shoot with an AR-15 that you gonna eat? By the time you finish lighting,
ain't nothing left.
By the time you finish lighting up that buffalo, ain't shit to eat.
It really ain't.
So, look.
First of all, everybody remember they signed a motherfucking landmark gun measure. That was back when the Texas elementary school main man was in there shooting the kids and shit, right? So he did a lot of shit over the years, but he can't do fully what would stop most of the, for example, having these gun shows, right? He can't have anything where he can stop people from selling these guns illegally to 16-year-old, 17-year-old black kids to take them back to the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard for him to do that. It's hard for him to, like you said, ban assault rifles. Why? Because it's senators in Republican Party that blocks that. I don't write the script. This is how the shit goes. It's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? But if you black, why would you look at this? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you comfortable with a Republican who gives a fuck how many guns in the street and how you get them? You know what I'm saying? It's just the bottom line to this, some of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. See,
that's why we say we don't tell you to vote for. It's like we lay this shit out. Like, you as a black person,
look,
what's your decision on that?
look, it's like this. You got a lot of cowards. You got a lot of cowards out here. You got a lot of cowards in office, and it's more people that occupy office on the Republican side that agree with some of the things that gun safety and gun safety advocates are pushing, but they won't say it because look, the quickest way, if you're a Republican, the quickest way to end your political career is to go against the NRA. You can do anything else. You can be corrupt. You can beat your wife. You can take bribes. You can do any other thing. You can cheat on your wife. You can do all types of shit. They don't care. But the quickest way to end your career as a Republican is to fuck around and get an F rating from the NRA. That's how powerful they are.
Now, how do the NRA rank these people, right? They rank them according to how they vote.
Yep.
So, for example, Biden put up George Floyd bill, right? If you voted against it, you get a high grade from the NRA. Now you get it. If you voted with it, your score from the NRA is going to be low as fuck because you're not with their agenda. Now, as a black person, where's your agenda? Do you want more guns in the street, unlimited, or you want to tamper this shit down? It's just real fucking simple. We're not telling you to fucking vote for. This is the fucking bottom line to the facts, bro.
It's all about what you want. If like you said, if you think that more unlimited guns in the streets or any kind of gun belong in the streets, then you know which way you should go. Now, if you think that, look, god damn, if you think this shit is gone too far, and you are tired of every time you turn on the TV that somebody with an AR-15 or AK-47 that mowed down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or more people, then you know which way you need to go. Okay? Because come on, let's be for real. It's one set of people out here that don't give a fuck. And did y'all turn the TV on today and see what the front runner in the motherfucking Republican Party or the front runner for the Republican nomination did today? This motherfucker who's under 4 indictments, 3 of them federal, who ain't supposed to fucking purchase any kind of weapon, he bought a Glock today. He bought a Glock and he put it out there, and they put it out there. They tried to backtrack when they found out that somebody's under criminal indictment. That is a federal crime to purchase a firearm. But see, it's more to this story than this dumbass Donald Trump going out here buying a Glock and posing with it with Marjorie Taylor Greene, that dumbass. Let's go back to where he purchased the gun from. And see, I'm about to get deep.
I didn't
with
even
y'all.
know this. You're right. I didn't know he had no gun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is where he purchased the gun from. Now, what was it, about a month ago? We had a shooting with a mofo went in the store, went in the Dollar General. The mofo that went in the Dollar General and killed 3 people. He had swastikas and shit on the gun. Trump today bought the gun from the same shop that sold that motherfucker the gun. That gun. And get this. He wanted a custom job. He wanted a gun. He wanted them to engrave his face on the gun. A gun he ain't supposed to have because he's because he's under criminal indictment.
Now, Tony, this is my problem right here. Like, he does stuff like this in the opening, right? Which makes it hard for like you just said. Like everything you just said is the problem here, bro. This is hard. Like,
but see, the thing is this: people don't. Trump supporters in general, Trump supporters, and some people that ain't Trump supporters that just blind to the fact. They don't see the underlying and subliminal messages that's in the shit that he do. He went to this. He made it a point. I ain't gonna say he made it. He made it a point.
yeah, that's my thing.
But he went to the same people,
yeah,
that sold this gun to this mofo that killed 3 black people because they was black. He went to the same motherfuckers that sold him the gun and went and got him a gun.
That's my point.
He
He does stuff that really goes under everybody knows this, but the racist people, because the racist people know where the gun come from. They know the store. They know the people. They praise these people, right? So therefore, once he does engage in going to that same joint, he just emboldened these racist pigs. That's what he do. He been doing this since he been on the stage, and black people don't notice this thing. This is the part of where the black person be like, Trump was already know all this shit. This is the part you missing. The subliminal shit.
They don't want to see that. Or I ain't gonna say they don't want to see it, because they see it, because they know it, because they put it, because it's put out there. But you want to justify everything this butthole do.
Like when the motherfucker asked him about the KKK.
It's a message. It's a message.
I don't know nobody. I never heard of it. Like what?
Just like Charlottesville, when he said, well, there's good people on both sides.
Yeah, that type of shit. Yeah.
Good people don't come in and drive through a crowd and mow motherfuckers down.
That type bullshit, yeah.
See, that's the shit I'm talking about. This is a nice little piece of shit ass Tuesday. We ain't talking about some pieces of shit. Like I say, all of this shit from the beginning of this pod till now is you see all the subliminal messages, all the messages that tell you, brothers and sisters, that we ain't shit to them. Yeah. You start out with a motherfucking KKK member telling you, we put it out there. Oh, I ain't got nothing against nobody. But you a grand wizard in the KKK.
You know, that preaches hate.
That doesn't jive. Then you got a piece of shit that supposed to be out there for the kids, and she just straight disrespects and encourages a black girl by not doing what she's supposed to do, what she's there for, is to present the medals. She's present the medals to all the white children, but basically tell the black child she ain't shit. That's basically what she put out there. Then you had this piece of shit, Menendez, who this, oh my God, taking bribes from foreign countries and all this other shit.
I can't. To me, Republicans is not worse than the Democrats when they do this, because a Republican 9 times out of 10, you know, this is what they're doing. They're trying to get as much money as possible from the government.
Yeah,
They're going to hold your guns intact, and they want to get abortions.
Right.
We know that's what they want to do.
and see,
But when you have a Democrat fight against these things, but do those things, that's a fucking problem.
we got another 30 minutes. Oh yeah, we got a lot of time here.
That's a fucking problem.
Yeah,
You feel me though?
Yeah.
Like, to me, Democrats are worse when they do the same shit in Republican. We're expecting Republicans to do some foul shit.
right.
But if you are a Democrat fighting against those foul ass things, why would you be able to do that?
Hold up. Let's continue on the rundown because we about to get to some more serious and deep shit. Okay, hold on. So we went to Menendez, and then we got this piece of shit that used to be president, who goes out on camera in public flaunting it. He done bought a hammer, he done bought a pistol or a Glock from the same pieces of shit that sold that AR-15 to that asshole that killed them 3 black people at the Dollar General. Now we there. Okay, we there with Trump, but that ain't all he did. Because while President Biden was out there showing solidarity with the auto workers on the picket lines, first president ever did that, but he's showing solidarity and support to the auto workers. You had this piece of shit, Trump, having a meeting with the scabs. How you figure that?
Scabs, though, bro. The scabs?
He go meet with the scabs. Then last week, your man Tim Scott say, well, fuck them. If they strike, they should be fired.
That comes into a bigger issue, though. That's another podcast we want to come into the future. We're going to get some union representatives and union CEOs. We're going to get some union people on here.
Right.
And we're going to really discuss this because unions is something in the black culture is a taboo thing where everybody don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's like just taking money and want to check. No, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's something that had to be explained in great detail, and that's why we're here, really. But we want to get people in here that's involved in the union as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Was in positions in the union, and we want to really dissect the union and how it benefits a black person. I'm talking now a nigga that got fired 12 times from the same fucking job.
Yeah. They got me a couple times too.
And he's a witness to this.
Yeah.
And that comes from a motherfucker trying to fire you because they just don't like you.
Yeah.
So that gets a lot. That goes into deeper things we're going to get into in a future podcast. You know what I'm saying, dog?
They got me a couple times.
It's a real important thing. I know as we talking, black people listening to us like, fuck a union, man. They ain't taking money in my check. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. We're going to explain in depth what fucking unions benefit for us. Really? You know what I'm saying? We're going to go into this shit.
Because if it wasn't for the union, they'd have got my ass out of there because I called a motherfucking broad a secretary. They fired me because I called the damn broad a secretary. You ain't no secretary. You should take your notes and get your coffee. That bitch is secretary. So, but
one thing about it is once people get positions of power, right? Manager, supervisor, and shit like that, they literally can just fire motherfuckers for any fucking reason.
Any reason. They said, look, man, You know that cologne you got on?
Yeah.
I don't like that. You fired.
We even had a supervisor that was fucking with bitches. If that bitch likes somebody else,
Oh, she got to go. No, he got to
fire
go.
your ass.
He
You
gonna
know
got
what
to
I'm
go. Don't. Hey,
He
you
one of the
don't-
worst
you
pieces of
don't-
the shits
You don't come
who
in here.
ever was a manager
You don't
in
come
my
in.
lifetime.
You don't come here sneaking up on my side piece.
I don't know what other black people have been through, right? But that piece of shit that we just discussed is one of the worst piece of fucking shit in Black America.
Ooh,
Best to
shit.
believe it.
Hey, but so you got this mofo out here.
Larry
today.
Fields, for example, his name.
I mean, you people out here that got jobs. You people out here that's working hard. And you know, the workers, look, the backbone of any company is the workers. Because without the workers and the people that do the grunt work, I don't give a fuck what company is. That company ain't shit.
Exactly.
It ain't the bosses, it ain't the big bosses, it ain't the board of directors that make the company, that build the company. It's the workers. It's not a company out here that's not built on the back of somebody that do that grunt work, that do that hard ass labor.
Now I do agree. Some jobs have unions, and
That
the
ain't shit.
people that's representing them just don't give a fuck. We witness people that union reps that don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That happened. That individual just that's him.
Yeah.
You feel me? But the tools are there to make sure your black ass
Stay
do
employed.
not have a situation where you don't have no job, bro.
Right.
I swear to God, if you have a union at your job, it's so far from you getting fired. You gotta set this plant on fire.
And right.
You gotta set the job on
and-
fire, literally, bro. You gotta take some shit out on camera, out, steal it. You gotta be doing something that you know. If you get caught doing this, you go to jail, let alone get fired. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Look,
you can't get fired from this job with a union, bro, unless you just a foul ass nigga, bro.
and I know there's some of y'all out there that see this pod that been through collective bargaining negotiations. Some of y'all probably had to strike and walk off the job to get what you deserve. And it ain't about getting more than you deserve. It's about getting what you deserve.
True.
And you know, you're not trying to, you know, we're not trying to break the bank, but we trying to get what the fuck we deserve and what we work for. And that's where the union come in. And then you have, you know, when people are really willing to go out and strike to get what they deserve, to what they put in the hard work for,
Which
you know what it came to a serious point.
oh yeah,
And then to have this piece of shit go and meet with scabs, with replacement workers. You got one person to tell you that say, well, fuck them. If they strike, fire them.
see, that's one thing about the whole thing is real tricky, right? Because all you have is the fact that you would take your services and withhold them, right? But this same company can bring any fucking body and do
Right.
the same shit, right? So you risking something. Now, me and number one soul brother were union reps, right?
If we will.
At one point in time, I worked for the actual union itself, right? I went away for a few months, right? And in that situation where it showed me that everybody don't agree with having a union, right? You have to explain it to people. And even that won't work, right? Even people on our job didn't agree with the union. The money coming out of this shit. Even motherfuckers that jobs, they would have been fired on any other job.
Right.
But this one saves their ass. They still ain't believing in unions. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But negotiating contracts, as I did, putting in a situation where you're trying to get more money on an annual pay, trying to get more bonus, more raises on a year pay. I get why everybody is going on strike now. I get what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because sitting at the table in front of motherfucker, I sat there in front of fool ass niggas that run corporations and bullshit, right? And they're telling you They ain't budget. And for example, at this time, I was negotiating a contract for Smithfield Packing, right? With UFCW, right? We get in a joint, and this at the time Obama was just elected, but he was telling everybody that he was going to do Obamacare, aka Affordable Care Act, right? That was his thing, but it hadn't passed yet, right? So we're in our negotiations on our next contract at this time, right? So we're in negotiation. Our negotiations went extra long because they were steadfast on the fact that they want to take our health care, right? And they don't want to get no raises. They want to give 5 cent next year, 10 cent the following year, right? We threaten strike from that point on, right? I agree that some unions have people in there that don't give a fuck, right? But they sent 5 people, and I was one of them, to negotiate this motherfucker, and they gave a fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying, dog? I was the lead negotiator on the in the contract, but everybody gave a fuck. They cared, you know what I'm saying, about their peoples. It had some Spanish people in the joint, had some African people in the joint. They all cared about their peoples and how they getting treated on the work site, bro. And it came down to we were striking. We sat in the cafeteria, strike. We had the motherfucker people in the office keep peeking in and say, y'all still gonna do it? Yes, we striking, motherfucker. That's what the fuck we gonna do. Fuck you. And their whole thing was Obama gonna change the health care. We don't need to give you health care. Fuck you. You owe us health care and you gonna give us health care. Fuck the government. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it came down to that and getting more money. They won't give you 5 cents. I swear to God, bro. I sat there at the table and told these niggas, even our union, that son of a bitch. Now keep in mind, me, Tony, we just union reps, right? We work at the plant, we work at the job, but we in the union too, right? Correct. So we make decisions on how our people's work and what managers can do to us. You know what I'm saying, dog? And it came to the point where they was literally not giving a fuck about us and our health care. They didn't give a fuck about us striking or none of that, right? So they called our bluff. Now, keep in mind, it was just 5 people on the panel. It was me, 2 other black people, and 2 Spanish people. Yep. They can't win. You can't win in this situation. They brought us back to the table. It was like, bro, how about we do this and that? No, we want health care. You pay for it. Fuck the Affordable Care Act. They try to mix that in with our contract. See, bullshit.
This
2 things happened though. We wanted a $1 raise. Period. That was a sticking point too.
Yep.
And the union didn't agree with us doing that. They didn't agree with me saying $1. They were saying, no, look, DeAndre, look, we can't do a whole $1. They're not gonna do it. They laughed at me too, right? I said, nigga, with that 5 cent 10 shit, that ain't working. that ain't what we're gonna do. We're gonna start at $1 and see where they go from there. Fuck that. We all got a 40 cent raise that year. 40 cent. Now I don't give a fuck where you work at, right? You get a 40 cent raise 1 year, that's a huge jump, bro. Follow up by 20 and 10, which means in 3 years, you don't went up 70% in your pay. On top of that, I forced these bitch ass niggas to give us a check. We not only that, we got a raise, we got a check. Bruh. I know there's some motherfucking plants around America that's suffering, bruh. But if you use your union right? We got a bonus check, right? Right or wrong. Bonus check on top of that, which made then the people on third shift got not only their pay, night differential, which they wasn't trying to do at first, and $2 raise on top of it. My nigga, that was not simple. You needed somebody to use the system the right way to get you what you need. We left there with our health care intact, $2 fucking raises for anybody working at night, 40-cent raise for every fucking body, 30-cent raise the next year. Nigga, we talking about 70%, 70 cents in 2 years, right? If you're working at night, you get a 35% on top of that, right? You can't tell me we wasn't winning, bro.
Yeah, at that time, but they fucked themselves on the next contract.
That's why. That's my thing. Is like, if you use the union right, you can't get fired. First of all, there's no way the fuck you can get fired unless you set this bitch on fire. You know, you set the whole thing on fire, right? And you can work it when you get more money. Now you got the workers on strike now, auto workers, right? I think it's auto workers. A lot of people on strike. And auto workers on strike, they asking for something.
Actors.
My thing about the auto workers, they ask for some crazy shit. They ask for work 4 days.
They want 42% raise in 4 days.
But this is some. I understand we negotiate. Like I said, I asked for $1. I knew goddamn well they won't give us $1. They settled at 40 cents, and I don't give a fuck where you work at. If you get 40 cents this year on top of your pay, you feel good, bro.
Yeah,
right?
No, but in the case of the auto workers, you got to think this. They putting out mad products that sold all over the world, especially the right now SUVs and pickup trucks, especially pickup trucks. What's carrying these motherfucker auto companies. Everybody want a pickup truck or SUV. So pickup trucks and SUVs, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. SUVs up to $100,000 or more. Wow. So if you putting out that kind of product and the money that these motherfucking auto workers, especially when the motherfuckers is getting bonuses in the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. These motherfuckers getting bonuses like $5-10 million a year, and then they making money hand over fist, especially after the fucking when Obama went in and bailed out the auto industry. So what the auto workers is asking for, they asking for it's a lot, but for the industry that they in, it ain't shit. Just to pay them 42% more of what they paying them it's not going to hurt the auto industry because
that's a lot, bro. Like for example, when we asked for that $1 raise, I did my research. I knew how much money they was making that quarter, right? There was a lot of things you got to do your research in this shit. I watched the company, Smithfield Packing. I watched that company. I watched that shit, how they rise and fall in the motherfucking what's the name? I watched how much money they was putting in that quarter. I knew how much money they made that quarter, right? And I knew for a fact that they can pay us.
Yeah, you know because we knew for a fact at the fucking time that one truckload of meat that went out that fucking plant paid everybody's in that plant salary. And it was hundreds of trucks that went out a week.
Exactly. So it's hard for them
went out.
It's hard for them to say
that
no.
we didn't have it. And especially when the fact that at one time we was the #1 plant in the whole Smithfield system. We knew this. This was when Bill was there.
That too.
We was the #1. We was the number. We put out more product than any plant they had.
Exactly. So I know it's a lot of Smithfield. Anybody don't know, it's Hoodviewpolitics. And me and Tony met. We met early, but Smithfield was where we clicked. You know what I'm saying? Smithfield Packing. You know what I'm saying, dog? It's a warehouse. Now this right here is a warehouse where this is why we feel like we can really dive into this conversation, because this goes into meat. Is it being treated well through the plantation type shit from kill to table? We know that, right? We know the in-between between killing the motherfucking pig and on your table. That was us in between that. You know what I'm saying, though? So we can really like for example, I personally know that. Well, I say from the plant we worked at, it's really no way possible for you to be sending people bullshit ass shit out the plant. You feel
Look,
me?
I ran the pump line.
Good.
I ran the motherfucking pump line. I ran the motherfucking hang line too. And one time I ran the motherfucking help ran the smokehouse.
What is the pump
So,
line for people?
The
People don't know
injection
what that
line, we put the cure in the meat, pump them joints up.
is. Now me
know-
and Jake talked about that one day on the podcast before. When we talk about sticking shit in the meat. Well, none of us was actually the person putting it in. So what is that we putting in there?
You putting in, it's the cure. It's basically fucking the salt, sugar, nitrate, salt, sugar, nitrate, something else. Or bacon. Something else.
But can you, as far as me too, can you vouch for that? Meat is not just any kind of way coming to your table. Put it like
No.
that. It's things they have to go through, and me and him was there.
I mean, you can.
It got to go through stages of things that means it's good once we leave. Far as our concerned, I can't really talk on other people's shit, right? From the beginning to the end, I vouch for the fact that anything coming out of there was you grade A, bro. You could fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, grade the fuck A, because I know for a fact that all the way through from where he was at, where he put the chemicals inside the meat, right? He explained to you what that was going in it, and all the way where I was cooking it, right? To going to the trucks. I can vouch that it was taken care of to the point where you can eat it, bro. Everything that everybody talk about hams and chickens and all that. I've been in these plants all my life.
You can go
bro.
back. You can go back
It is
over
not
every,
like that.
You can go back over every record. When I ran that motherfucker on day shift and I made that shit, it wasn't a fucked up batch came out of it. Never. It was never nothing out of range or under range, over range. Everything was fucking damn near perfect. I was just that damn.
That's either I'm just trying to make clear to people because
That's how we became.
first of all, I worked in a plant for 13 years. Right?
Yep.
How long you worked there?
13.
That's a long time to work in a plant, right? And you can't tell us we don't know about the function of working with meat, the FDA. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's FDA's on the premises. That's my thing about explaining this to people because I was actually there. Most people that's walking around on Earth right now look at pigs or chicken and be like, "Oh hell no!" But
I know what
I was actually there. This is
I
a
know
person
how
that
to
was
do it.
actually there that goes through the transition to your table.
No, when that shit came
And
out,
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not no trifling shit going on in there. And in fact, you can't get away with trifling shit.
when that shit came off the truck, the first
in the
person-
joints
when
we
that
worked
meat-
at, I
when that
can't
meat
really
came
talk
in-
about
when that
everybody
meat came in, when that meat got delivered from the slaughterhouse from the slaughterhouse, and they cut that shit up, and they cut that shit up in hams. That shit came to me first. When that shit came off, when Tom Fat Ass or Andrea, whoever the fuck was running it, put that shit off the truck, that shit came to me. I put that shit through them injectors. I set them joints right. I was putting out shit look. When I was running that motherfucker, at one time we was going home early every day because we filled that motherfucker up. That's how good we was. I had a hell of a crew.
Exactly. On the flip side of that, I was in back getting what he was sending me and cooking it. And I was making sure temperatures was right. All that shit was right. So I know for a fact from the point that he got it, the point that I got it, the point they got on the truck, and it went to wherever the fuck it went to, Walmart or Safeway, that shit was legit, bro.
That shit was legit.
Far as hams and where we work. I can't really talk very well. But I'm talking about as far as the motherfucker, the process. You know what I'm saying? And I went to the motherfucking plant where they chopped their heads off the chickens. I seen the whole process. In fact, they pray with. Did you know they pray with chickens and hams and shit?
They probably do.
Because they can't send it to countries. You can't send it to Arab countries if you don't pray on it before you send it. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta have an Arab, somebody in there praying on the meat.
Get it.
I
I know for a fact. I know where I know some of the places where every part of that fucking hog goes.
Exactly.
I know
We were there,
I know where
dog.
the lips. I know where the lips go.
We one
I
of the
know
few
that in
people on
Russia.
earth.
That I know in Russia they eat hog balls. I know I know all that shit.
Yeah, we one of the few people on earth that can tell you what about hams. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers.
That's a goddamn show. Now, like he said, I give shots out to Biden, man. He went down the motherfucking joint. The auto workers in this in Michigan for sure, where he went down and talked to the auto workers. Now, I'm not gonna lie. To have a president come down there while you're striking,
Yeah.
people gotta understand when you strike, you really taking a chance
Yeah.
with your job. So you done came to the conclusion, and the union came to the conclusion that this company is not trying to give you what you want, right?
Yeah.
You came to the conclusion that you want to strike.
But see,
But the only problem is when you strike, you putting your job in jeopardy.
in a way you are, but in another way, when you strike, you show your worth. Because if you are truly worth what you were asking for and what you striking for, that strike gonna prove it. Because either they gonna lose money hand over fist because they ain't got nobody putting out the product, or they're gonna lose money hand over fist and probably get sued because they're gonna bring fucking scabs in there that don't know what the fuck they doing.
That goes back to the process of making it
Right.
safe for people.
You gonna have people, because see, you gotta when people don't know this about being a union worker, it ain't about just getting your money and this, that, and the third. It's about safety. It's about being in a healthy, safe work environment, not a hostile work environment. It's being in an environment where you can function. Now, see, when they bring in scabs are not union workers. Scabs that can come in there, they can cut corners, they can do any fucking thing they want to, and in the end you'll get a fucked up product. You know, they can have a scab just do any game, man. Fuck, we don't need to do that. Just cut them corners right there, or and bow. You'll get something that fuck around and blow up. But
that comes to how I said you risk your job because you can risk somebody coming in. But is it a tactic to it where you block it off? It's a tactic to the thing. That's why you had a union. Again, a reason to have a union because they can organize stuff like this where you can be successful in your strike. You know what I'm saying? When we struck, we went outside and everything. It didn't even last long. They called our bluff. They kept peeking in the cafeteria. And yes, bitch, we striking.
yeah, but
And we sorry. Come to the table again.
that didn't go nowhere. See, that was when we voted to strike. And see,
I remember that. Yeah, but that's how we got that 40 cents.
Everybody, but we would have got more because everybody when they say turn the contract down, don't agree with the contract. Everybody agreed not to ratify the contract because it wasn't what we wanted. And what we wanted, we was willing to. Well, I'll put it like this: the black people in the plant was willing to strike to what we wanted to get. Now, the Spanish people in the plant didn't like the contract, but they didn't want to strike. How you don't? So it didn't match up.
So they went along. They went along with they agreed because we had 3 Spanish people on the board.
Yeah, though. But
so it was easy for them to communicate this.
Yeah, but when the majority of it wasn't about the ones that was on the board. It was when the ones that was working in the plant, when the workers decided they didn't want to strike, that put the ball back in. They put that shifted some of the power back to the company. And because if we'd have walked off,
we strike that day.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But
we went outside and everything. Was you there?
We didn't go through with it. I mean, we striked.
Remember the lady with the glasses that was in the black lady? Remember she came late in the human resources?
The big bitch.
Exactly. We struck. That bitch came out and said, "Come back in." You don't remember when she came in the cafeteria first to see if we were striking? Everybody was in the cafeteria. Then we went outside. She came outside, told us to come back in.
I missed that part.
Her ass, she stopped it. Or man, it was all on her, really. But
Now
she
I'm talking
stopped
about-
it and said she was gonna come back to the table. We came back in. That's when this was, I forgot his name, Harry.
Okay, her.
I remember Harry. He went back in there and started negotiating, talking to them. I remember that. Because she didn't expect us
I
to
think
strike.
I was out at that time. But
She didn't expect
but it
us to
was
strike.
another time.
She kept peeking in the
Yeah.
cafeteria. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, her big ass.
She kept peeking in that joint. Are y'all okay? Nah,
And they
bitch, we
told
about
her
to
that she couldn't
strike.
do that, and they told her she couldn't do
Yeah,
that.
they made her ass go back in the
Yeah, they
office.
told her she
can't-
couldn't do
this
that
is some
'cause she
serious
was
shit we
snooping.
doing. Yeah, we're
But-
negotiating here. Yeah.
But it was another time because we went through what? Damn, like we would do contract like every 2-3 years.
But the only time we threatened strike was the Obamacare joint. That was the only time.
Okay, it was the one before that one
Because Obamacare,
because
he tried to make us, he wanted to take our health care
it was
and rely on Obamacare.
it was a contract before that. It was a contract with we had everybody.
That was
Said we didn't like the we don't
what's that
like
nigga
contract.
name? That what's his name? He worked in the maintenance. That was
Oh,
the
you
joint
talking
he
about
did.
God damn it,
God
Mike.
damn it.
Mike.
Not Mike, the bald head one. He was one of the unions first.
Who-
God
who's in the
damn it, he was in
You
the
talking about
he's in the
John?
maintenance. He's had a bald head back there. He was fucking the bitch up in that motherfucking coat room. He started beefing with everybody when they was tagging that fat ass. What's his name?
Oh, hey, I remember John, Mike.
Okay, John, Mike, bald head bound when it was in first. He's the first motherfucking union rep.
Damon.
Not Damon. Hell no. Damn. His name on the tip of my tongue. He's bald head too, bruh. He used to fuck with Short in a fucking coat room. He was a union rep. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck
Oh,
about
you
nobody.
talking about little skinny nigga?
People would go to him. He didn't give a fuck.
You talking about
They
Yeah.
called me and he was like, this nigga, he'd be at the job and when he go in the office.
yeah, I know you talking about little skinny nigga. Let's mess with the
Short in the
big
coat
chick.
room with the big old ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she went to QA.
That one. Yeah. He was
Yeah, I
fucking
know
with
what you're talking
Shorty. Man, I can't remember his name. I'm mad as shit at
Yeah,
that.
that was a contract.
But that nigga, yeah, that joint he did right
we
there.
was gonna strike.
I
that
wasn't union
time.
rep yet.
We was
Exactly.
gonna strike that time because
I know
we
what you're talking
had voted. We
But
had-
he gave up. He caved in. Him and
because
the other
what happened
motherfuckers.
was-
I remember that.
yeah, what happened was nobody liked the contract, so it was Harry. Harry said, "Yeah, y'all got to choose. Y'all can either
And
y'all
Jason,
don't like the contract."
Jason caved in. That's
Yeah.
his name, Jason.
Jason,
He caved in, and he got
Right.
he got the Spanish people to sign off. I remember that shit, bro.
Right.
I was
But
just getting
what
there.
happened? That's what happened. Nobody, including the Spanish people, liked the contract. Nobody liked the contract. But when Harry say, "Okay, if y'all don't like the contract, the only thing that's their last offer, we gonna have
Jason
to strike.
caved in. I remember
We gonna
that.
have to strike."
I remember that shit.
So
Jason
when
told
it
all of
came-
them to sign.
yeah. So what happened was when all the black people, all of us say we going on strike. Fuck it. Tomorrow when we show up, we gonna be out. They say when you show up tomorrow, we gonna be out picketing in front of the
Exactly.
company.
We all gonna be outside. Hell yeah.
But the Spanish people didn't like the contract, but they didn't want to strike. So when they when they didn't want to strike, that put the power
I remember
back into the company.
I remember
That's
then.
when Jason came.
I think you had like 2 union reps then, Jason and somebody else. I think it was 3. Jason, Mike, it was somebody on first shift.
I think it was Spanish dude.
Oh yeah, the Spanish dude, exactly.
Yeah, but
And
see,
none of them niggas gave a fuck.
and see, when the Spanish people didn't want to strike, that gave the power back
to the
motherfucking
management.
company.
Yeah.
The management. That's when they came. Cause I'm like, well, how the fuck
I
y'all
remember
don't
that.
like how
I was
y'all
just
don't
getting
like
it. I remember that.
how y'all don't like the contract,
I remember that.
but
That goes back to us saying.
you ain't willing to strike.
That goes back to us saying the union is good. It depends on who uses it.
It depends on if
Who the people use
yeah,
it.
the people in the union
Exactly.
give it. Look, the workers give
Especially
the union
people
power.
that's union reps at the job.
Yeah,
Whoever that person is, If that person a piece of shit, it's just the union some
fucked
shit.
up.
Yeah.
But the union is only as strong as the workers. If the workers
Exactly. That's
if
the
the
thing we
workers
gotta
not-
have
if
people
the workers
understand.
is
Yeah.
not- if the workers not willing to go for it, like
Exactly.
just like the auto workers, yeah, what they asking for sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot to us.
That 4-day shit is crazy.
Shit, ain't-
Like,
yeah.
you-
But it
you
depends
as
how
a-
many hours you work.
Why would you,
4 days.
as a first of all, whoever negotiating this joint need to be fucking fired? First of all,
But it depends on how many hours.
who is
you
this
work in.
negotiating this shit?
'Cause
US UABA US
I had a job. I had a job.
UW.
I had a job where it was a 4-day week, but it was a 4-day 10-hour week. So I had only worked Monday through Thursday. I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
That's cool.
Now,
UAW.
Yeah, you
Auto strike workers.
now. If they going for the same thing and they're saying, well, fuck it, they work 8 hours, and they say, well, fuck it, we'll go to a 4-day 10-hour week.
But then that's a
still-
slippery
that's still the
slope
same.
because first of all, whoever negotiating this and the union reps need to be fucking fired ASAP. You don't play with hours. I don't give a fuck what negotiations we talking about. You don't put hours in it because now you just put yourself in a pickle where 32 hours your limit. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have you do 32 hours, but you're going home today. So this week you had 24 hours.
But
you
see,
just set yourself
ain't-
up where you never ever gonna get 40
but you can
hours
best believe,
alone,
you
let
best believe-
alone overtime.
you best believe they ain't cutting hours. They going for cutting days. They ain't cutting hours.
But
They ass going for a
if
4-day
you
10-hour week.
mandatory asking for only 32 hours, you know what companies can do with that?
Yeah.
Where you can barely be at work.
But they ain't. But see, you got to read.
Think
between
about
the
that.
lines. They not asking. They not asking to cut the hours. They
No.
asking to cut the days.
That's cool.
If you're gonna cut the days,
If you say,
you still gonna get your hours because
Cool.
but you're gonna work
I
an
get
extra
that.
2 hours a day.
I get that. But you as a union rep and union, why would you go in there and ask for 4 days of work? You don't know what that can end up with. What if they give you 6 hours a day? You're gonna be looking for another fucking job just to maintain your fucking bills
Yeah,
now.
but you know damn well because you're a negotiator. If you
Who negotiated that dumb
if you're gonna
shit?
negotiate them, if you're gonna negotiate the days, you damn sure gonna make sure it's still 40 hours.
If anything, we're gonna negotiate overtime. That's something we did. We negotiated overtime. We're not negotiating our time. 40 hours, cool. Cool. We're gonna start talking about overtime. We're not
Yeah,
talking
but
about cutting our shit to
this federal
32
law.
hours and 26 hours. That's what you gotta live with now. You think companies are gonna now treat you
But I'm saying, I
special?
don't think they. Like I said, I don't got them. I don't got them giving back hours.
If a
with
nigga
the
say,
day,
okay,
I got them.
if you say give me only 4 days, you know what a company do with you then? What they can do in these 4 days? You would barely work. You'll probably work 2-3 days at the most. They can mix it up now that people are working 40s
But if
these
you could-
4 days
but
where
you
you
know-
only working 2-3,
You know just as well as I know. If you collectively
which is less
bargain
money
the-
now.
If you collectively bargain the days and the hours, boom, you straight.
One thing you can't negotiate is how many hours they put you on schedule, bro. You can't negotiate that. You can't tell them what to do that. Once you start saying, I only want 4 days. Okay, cool then.
I mean,
nigga.
our contract,
You only
we had
want
a
4
minimum-
days?
Yeah, we had a minimum.
I'ma give you 4
we had-
days.
Yeah, we had a
No problem.
minimum of 32. We had a minimum.
You couldn't go under that.
Yeah, they couldn't go under 32 with us.
So we negotiating overtime. We're not
Yeah.
talking about our regular days. That's a dumb negotiation for me. Like if I was in that union and they would say, all right, we're gonna negotiate this. Like, bro, we're not talking about no fucking, we working 5 days, bro. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying, dog? We're not gonna cut it.
because
Bro, when it comes to bills, nigga,
if
the
you
only
can-
time a regular worker, hour worker can get money is overtime. If you only working
True.
4 days, you're not getting no overtime. You're just working 40 hours for these people. If that. So then you setting yourself up for failure. I would have never been involved in
the
no,
auto industry. Them
I would have been never involved in cutting people days. That's the stupidest shit ever. I don't know who did that. That was dumb. Then you want to say 4 days and increase my pay? These niggas
That
just
might
shut
be
the
why.
plant down. They don't give a fuck. Like, it comes a point in negotiation that you want something out of it, but you don't want to burn the house down, bruh.
But
Like,
look,
that type shit, they can shut the plant down and say, fuck it, nigga. I just open the plant somewhere else. I ain't got time for this here. That's just way too much money.
but,
You feel me?
but
You got to find your
but-
sweet
but,
spots.
hold, they lose too much money doing that.
What?
You talking about
You know how easy for them to shut a plant down and start up somewhere
we're
else?
not talking about a meat packing plant. We're talking about an auto production plant. We're talking about having them motherfucking build one of them from scratch. Ain't that's skilled labor. That's skills. You got motherfuckers in there that know gotta wire the motherfuckers. They gotta, and you know everything, all the new cars, them joints run off basically computerized. So them ain't no motherfuckers you just gonna pick up off the streets and put in no motherfucking plant to build no Escalade, build no motherfucking Lincoln, to build no nothing, because everything these cars these days is
all right.
Is you can't, it's not back in the day.
I work for the UFCW, right? That's a local 27 I work for. That was strictly for food and, you know what I'm saying, the food safety, right? UAW is for the auto industry, right? They demanded 40% pay increase over 4 years. Now, think about what I just said. We got a 40-cent raise 1 year, 30-cent raise the following year. That's 70 cents. That's literally what they asking for.
But you have to look at it like this too. We don't make what we was making in our industry and for our company in a year is peanuts compared to what GM, Ford, Chrysler, and so on and so on and so on bring in a year.
I don't know about that.
We might bring in billions. I mean millions. Them motherfuckers bringing in billions.
Oh no, Smithfield was up there, bro.
Yeah, though, but they ain't selling. Look,
Smithfield was like the only ham thing just going on.
Okay,
I
understand.
They
that.
Up there.
But you compare a motherfucking $15 ham, and we sold a lot of them to a fucking $100,000 car, which are flying off the lots.
Think about that though. Say you make $15. A 40% raise will be what?
40% raise is
$7 more, $8 more.
Yeah.
So an $8 raise within 3 years. That's a lot, bro. Because think about it. We fought for 40 cent, 30 cent, 20 cent, which will be what, $1, 90 cent in 3 years.
Yeah,
right.
Like I say,
they want 40 cent in 4 years. Will be more than that.
You have to look, but you have
will
to
be
look
$3 a year.
You have to look at the industry.
And that's cool.
And the type of money that that industry is bringing in.
That's cool, but you got cool. I'm hoping that the whatever the fuck this union is looking at the numbers of the companies.
You damn right.
I'm hoping.
Come on, man. You know the UAW been around for a minute
because
this ain't their first go round.
This is a stretch, bro. 40% is a huge jump in a raise. I don't give a fuck where you work at.
Okay,
you wish you get 40% raise. 40% is a lot. Now, over 4 years is not that much, right? Over 4 years is what? It's almost like $3 a year, which is steep. It's $2 to $3 a year over 4 years. What's 40% pay raise over 4 years? That should be like $8, right? I mean $3, $4. Because that's a lot.
Look. General Motors, check this out. General Motors gross profit for the 12 months ending June 30th, 2023 was $22.344 billion. I asked for motherfucking 46% too. I asked for 40% too. They made the profit was $22.344 billion. A 32.21% increase over year. General Motors annual gross profit for 2022 was $20 billion, $20.981 billion. This is a $20 billion. We wasn't putting out that much goddamn meat. $20 billion a year.
Again, like I said, 40%.
That's this GM.
40% is round the range that of the contract that we had, where you get 40 cent,
Yeah.
30 cent, and 20 cent. It's about the same range. But I mean, this is more. You want at least they want $2 to $3 more a year. We was in a sense.
Yeah.
They
But
see
like
what
I
I'm
say,
saying?
you gotta look at the industry. You gotta look at the industry and what they making. We wasn't making that kind of money. We was putting out product and in all the plants. We was probably putting out millions of dollars worth of product a year. We know this. We was putting out millions of dollars. These motherfuckers putting out billions of dollars. You're talking about 22 last year was 22 billion in profits.
don't know.
And that's after look, and profits is after expenses. Your profits is after you paid everybody and you put and you had your expenses to run the company. That's your profits. So we're talking about after they paid all these workers and they did plant upgrades, they bought equipment, all of this other stuff, supplies, this, that, and the third, and you still cleared 22 billion. You down? Hey,
Okay.
you in that class
Smithfield is the largest U.S. pork producer,
in the world.
raising and slaughtering almost 18 million pigs for meat each year.
Yep.
Smithfield revenue rose by 6.7% in 2023, over $27 billion. Let me make sure this clip so the light can show. $27 billion in hams.
Y'all didn't ask enough.
In hams.
Y'all didn't ask enough.
So that's my point.
Y'all
It's
didn't
like,
ask enough.
it's like, bruh, do you think, all right, let's step back for a minute. Do you think the last 3 years of Smithfield, niggas was getting paid?
Fuck no.
What?
Look, I was making
40 cents the first year.
look,
Was you there for that?
I was making $5. I was making
Hold on,
I was
no,
making almost
no.
$6 more than y'all was making in my
Wait.
in production.
No. Wait.
And that wasn't enough.
40 cents. 30 cents the following year. That's 70 cents in 2 years, right?
No, I never thought we was making enough.
What?
No,
And if you work at night, you get $2? Really, bruh?
because
Really?
look,
Think about what you're
the
saying.
hard ass hang
What?
line, smokehouse, and especially palletizing.
You can make $20.
Look, palletizing for what?
An
for what?
hour.
Hold. Palletizing and hang line and smokehouse especially was not getting paid enough for the amount of work.
I'm
for
talking the
amount of
last
work
3
you
years.
was doing.
I'm talking the last 3 years.
I'm talking about all the years I was there. They were getting paid.
$20 an hour?
Who was getting paid $20?
Everybody in the smokehouse.
No, they wasn't.
What do you?
I was getting paid more than y'all. I was getting paid 17 an hour, and
We was getting 20.
Maintenance was making more than everybody.
We was getting 20. Again, if you was making that much money, what are you talking about? That was 15 years ago.
Shit.
What you
Maintenance
talking
was making
about?
More than everybody.
No, you wouldn't make more than smokehouse, bro.
The hell I was.
You tripping?
You crazy.
I made $70,000
When I left
that last year.
When I left motherfucking
Nobody
when I
in
left
maintenance made
production,
$70,000.
when I left production, I was making like
Nobody in maintenance made $70,000. What are you talking about?
man, make
Me and Rail made $70,000, $80,000
Man,
the last 2 years, bro.
I was on the
And
low
Rail was
end.
under me.
I was on the low end.
I don't care.
And we was making more than everybody.
No, in hourly
I
salary,
pay an
maybe.
hour.
But at the end of the week, Smokehouse was making more than you, bro. Rail was making more than you,
Yeah,
bro.
y'all was getting more hours.
Rail was making more than you.
Y'all was getting more hours.
And you get $2.
Y'all wasn't getting paid- and y'all wasn't getting paid.
We was
more
getting
hours.
paid
You better go
$2
check.
extra an
You better go
hour.
check. I was making like
Hold on,
13.
stop.
I was making no
I don't care.
13. I think it was 13 when I left.
Cool.
And I was a motherfucking line leader.
Cool.
And I was getting supervisor pay.
Hold up. Smokehouse, the line lead was making 14. the motherfucker, what's the name that you were?
Yeah, because
they was
$12 or more at night.
13. $2 on top of that made it 15.
Yeah, because I was getting more at night.
$2 on top of that made it 16.
Right. I was still getting more than that. I was getting almost 18.
Huh?
And I was only working 40 hours a week.
Think
But I
about
was
that.
working more
You just
because
told me
I
nobody
was
making
getting
no
more.
money though.
What? But I'm still, that doesn't mean, what I mean is I still don't
What?
believe people was getting paid what they was worth.
What you make the last you was there?
The last I made was almost 18.
No,
18
that
hours.
year.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you right
You
off
know I
the bat.
made almost $80,000, bro.
Yeah, you could.
Working in the fucking smokehouse?
ass.
So you had to be close to 90.
Shit, I was bringing home $900, $1,000 checks a week.
So what are we talking about when you step back and look at the grand
Yeah,
picture?
no, but look
What are you talking about? Almost $100,000?
Look how many days.
Are you
had to put in to get it.
serious?
Look how
Cool.
them was 7-day checks.
Cool.
Them was 7-day
You
checks.
still was going home with almost $100,000.
But you have to look at the hours you was putting
Cool.
in to get it.
Cool.
We was putting in 7 days.
It was money. It was
I understand that part, but you look.
a
If
way
we
to
was
get
working-
it.
If we all in that plant was working 40 straight hours, like when I first got there, we was working 40 straight hours, it was Monday through Friday, and that was it. We wouldn't be making shit. But the fact of the matter is, when they started taking on all them contracts, especially when Walmart came in, and you had to throw in a Saturday, and then the smokehouse always had to throw in an extra day. If production work
Wait.
work Saturday, smokehouse had to come in Sunday. So whatever,
It's irrelevant.
yeah.
We talking about
but
we
you
talking about
had-
40-cent raise and
I understand
$2
that
an
part.
hour more.
I understand that part.
You cannot deny that you're getting
was
paid.
we was making money. I ain't gonna deny that.
That's my point.
But how many days you had off making it?
It's irrelevant.
It's not
because when you're there, you ain't doing
because you
shit.
making the motherfucking money. You ain't got days off to enjoy it.
Let's say it's 7 days you worked.
Should have worked 7 days off.
3 of those days you doing a fucking thing. Nothing.
the smokehouse.
You playing with your feet. You
Yeah,
looking at
that's 'cause you
TV.
was in the smokehouse.
You ain't doing shit.
Yeah, because
But you going home with $100,000, bro.
Hold up.
This year. Are you
Don't give a
serious?
fuck.
It's not a
All
job
I'm
out there.
saying is, you
Wait.
got to Go back. You got to
What
go
job
back.
out there can get you $100,000
Look.
in 1 year?
You got.
Can
to
you
go
tell
back.
me that? What jobs can get you $100,000
when you get a
in
job,
1 year? Tell me.
What time? When you get a job, when you take a job or accept a job or offer a job, your job, you go in thinking, bam, overtime is blah blah blah. We don't know about that. What we know about what we're gonna make from 1 to 40 hours. Now, 1 to 40
Irrelevant.
hours is not irrelevant because
That's irrelevant.
if that's the 1 to
Nobody in
40
America
determine-
only work their regular. Everybody work
Bullshit. You
overtime.
got people-
It's
you
not
got-
nobody in America. It's not a person in
you can't say
America
that. You can't say
that
that.
got a job
You can't
that
say that.
ain't never work overtime,
You
bro.
can't say that.
That happens.
But overtime is not guaranteed to every job. You're talking about what are you making from 1 to motherfucking 40? Because on it for real, they can cut that overtime out at any time. And
No,
just
they
give you a
can't.
straight 40.
One thing about companies, they cannot cut overtime.
No. Every
Because
company
they
is
need
not
you there
doing
for a reason.
Right. Smithfield is a different company because it's a production company, and these motherfuckers took on a lot of motherfucking contracts, and so we had the work. Everybody didn't have the amount of work that we had. That's why we was making a good amount of money. But in the end, we put in a lot of hours to get that money. If that motherfucking if them extra hours wasn't there, we wouldn't have been making shit. We would have been complaining like everybody else.
I'm about to list off all the things in America that will get you $100,000 a year.
Yeah,
right?
You can get it in construction.
An associate
You can
dentist, general physicist, a general surgeon, chief medical officer,
Yeah.
pediatrician. You get what I'm saying, my boy?
Okay, now let me ask you.
If you making 100, I don't give a
okay,
fuck. You
okay,
gotta go 6
okay,
days.
Okay, what dentist?
We talking about you in
what
the doctor
when you see
area,
a
bro.
dentist, a dentist,
Lawyer
okay,
area.
Hold up. You go see a dentist. You said a dentist can make $100,000 a year.
Up to 2,000, 100,000.
Right.
Yeah.
But what does a dentist work Monday through Friday?
That's not true. That is
The
not
majority
true.
of dentists work Monday through
You
Friday.
can say majority, maybe.
The majority of
Niggas
dentists,
that making $200,000 a year, them niggas working Saturday, bro. Working Saturday, bro.
The majority of dentists, and you go to a motherfucking dentist office, them motherfuckers ain't giving you no Saturday appointments. Doctors ain't giving you no Saturdays appointments all the time. You might go to a motherfucking urgent care or a hospital.
Cool.
So everybody is not getting them hours that we was getting.
Huh?
We was busting their ass on overtime.
Cool.
Ain't lying.
But you go home with $100,000. I don't give a fuck how you did it.
On overtime, especially when I was back in when I was in production.
That's cool.
Because I was coming in.
That's cool. That was overtime.
But coming in 5 and leaving at
that's
5.
cool.
I was doing like 12 hours a day.
But you was close to 80,000 a year.
I understand
what
that.
jobs get you that? Dentists, lawyers, all the shit
what
you need to go to college for, bro.
I understand.
We was in a warehouse.
I understand what you are
There's nothing else to discuss.
But we put in a lot of extra hours and days to get it.
So you don't think
warehouses
doctors
out
and
there-
dentists, teachers put in extra work that's besides the 5 days they go to work?
Oh,
They working like shit.
What teacher work on Saturday?
All right. Are you serious? You think dentists is just once they leave Friday, that's it for them?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Unless they on call at the
These
hospital.
niggas working, bruh.
Unless they on call at the hospital, them motherfuckers on the golf course some fucking week.
Ain't no way possible, bro.
Shit.
It is no way possible
Shit.
that you can run a successful joint
I would love
and be
I got a motherfucker
only
I got
5 days
motherfucker
and
two
blank
days.
out 2 days.
I got 1, 2,
You can't do it.
I got 1, 2.
You can't blank out 2 days.
I got 4 doctors I see on a regular. None of them work Saturdays. I couldn't get a Saturday appointment to save my fucking life. All of them that I know that I ever went to, they working. You gonna get a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday appointment. You ain't getting no holiday appointments. You ain't getting shit. If you call them motherfuckers after hour on the weekend, the answer service gonna tell you call 911. Doctors is not putting in work like that, but they getting paid. Everybody's not getting. I'm just saying, everybody is not getting the hours that we was getting. If they was cutting that shit, if they was cutting that shit off, their production was working a straight 40, and then the smokehouse was getting a 48, which is what was when I first got
What
there.
I'm saying is, I'm a nigga that just came off the street for selling dope, right?
I understand where you
And I left that joint my last year making almost $80,000 that 1 year.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if I had to come in Sunday, Saturday. I don't give a fuck how that ended up. And how much money that is, bro.
Right.
You can't make that on any other jobs like that.
All I'm saying is this.
Mission accomplished.
All I'm saying is this. If you go back, because even when you go fill out a motherfucking say you go fill out a application, get an apartment or something, them motherfuckers are only calculate what you make. You tell them how much you make an hour, they'll calculate that for 40 hours on how much you make, and they'll tell you, well, I do this in overtime, and they'll tell you quick, well, overtime ain't really guaranteed, so we do it this way. That's the way they was doing it. They changed, I don't know, but if you calculate, say we was making 13, 14 an hour, and you calculate that from 1 to 40 hours, because that's what you're going to get. That's what and we was only guaranteed 32. And a lot of times we got cut off at 32, especially during the summer when shit got slow. We got cut off at 32 in production.
That's the only reason 32 was the number, because summertimes there's nothing to do.
Right, because because shit didn't pick up till like after Labor Day.
But either way,
Labor Day. But
majority of the time working there, you have to be there
saying,
6-7 days.
I'm saying we was guaranteed 32. More than most likely, we got 40. So if what you're going to get, what you're going to get regardless. Just say you're going to get 40 regardless. Everything after 40 is gravy. Everything after 40 is gravy. If you go 1 through 40 and the amount of work we was doing and the strenuous work we was doing, that shit was hard. Hanging
Do you
is
think-
hard.
Do you
pushing
think
on them trees of meat is hard. We wasn't getting paid what we deserved. Hell no. Hell no. Do you think you
First of all-
palletizing?
First of all, anybody that was doing that part was only working 5 days. That wasn't a 7-day. That wasn't a 7-day thing.
Yes, it was.
Only in the
Yes, it
Christmas
was.
times or something.
Yes, it was. But
That
still,
wasn't a 7-day
yeah,
thing.
It ended up being 6 days.
The only thing that was
It ended
7
up being
days.
6. Smokehouse was guaranteed.
7
guaranteed
days.
an extra day. No matter
Smoke
what.
House was there 7 days, regardless of what happens.
No.
Unless it was a 5-day week for some crazy reason.
If Smokehouse was
That was
always
rare.
guaranteed-
That was rare.
Smokehouse was always guaranteed
7
an extra
days.
day, or at least an extra half a day, because a lot of time, because there's sometimes if we finish the
That's
Smokehouse
not true.
early, if we finish hanging early, it depends on what time the motherfucking last.
It's always
rolling.
one extra day because then we clean it
I
up too.
understand. What I'm saying.
So it's gonna be
is,
7
it
days
depends.
regardless.
That was okay. I'm
You
not.
feel me
I'm
now?
thinking about they had the crew. This was before they had the crew come in.
It's 7 days regardless.
Yeah, before they had the crew come in and clean the houses. But hours 1 through 40, that's what I'm looking at, because that was basically what we was guaranteed, regardless. If 1 through 40, you used to work in palletizing. You
Okay.
got goddamn
I get that.
palletizing is hard as shit.
I get that.
The
One-
only thing that was harder than palletizing was hanging.
I get that. But that's another thing. 40 days, 40 hours, that's cool, right?
Right.
But when you work 7 days and you can work on past 40 hours all the time, that's irrelevant at the time, right? So if you just work 4 days, say they want to work 4 days, right?
Right.
You set yourself up for the company to say, okay, you work 4 days, it's only 6 days a day, 6 hours a day. You go to fuck home. You feel me now?
Look,
And then they can bring them in on the weekend for 4 hours,
we was doing
3 hours or
look,
some shit.
right, but we was doing that shit.
So
on-
they lose.
See,
You gotta see what I'm saying.
But
The
see,
workers
nah, you gotta
lose
get-
if you
now-
cut it to 4
now
days.
you get back. Now you get to the point where a nigga like me was running the motherfucking pump line, because I was pushing that motherfucking shit out so motherfucking fast that we was doing short hours during the week, and we was getting off
No.
early, and then that shit it'll make up on the end at the end of the week. So we
These
get time
come
off.
this union wants 4 days. Period.
Yeah, but we
You
know
can get
4 days.
fucked with
We
just
know-
4 days.
Okay, we know 4 days, but we don't know if they asking for 4 10-hour days.
It's just 4. You can't then ask for hours
Yes,
too.
you can.
Like,
Yes, you can.
that's not even negotiating tactics.
oh shit, I used to.
Where you
work-
gonna say?
whoa,
Where you gonna say?
whoa,
I want
whoa,
4 days
Whoa.
and only 10 hours.
whoa, I used to.
That's like, what
No,
are you? That's
I
not
used to
even
work-
negotiating.
Hold on. After Smithfield, I went to work for Adams Birch, which is right up the street from Smithfield. Adams Birch got it, and it's in their contract. They work Monday through Thursday.
That's
Listen,
not
hold
good.
up.
That your closed down?
No, listen to me. They work Monday through Thursday, 10 hours a day. That's
closed,
40
right?
hours a week.
It closed up now, right?
Huh? No, it's not closed.
Shit ain't no. It ain't thriving up. No, for sure. It's no way possible
No, they up there.
that you
They
can
still
do 4
up there
days
not too long ago.
and prosper
We was
as a
doing 4
company.
days. I was working at night too, so I was getting motherfucking night differential.
Me personally, I used to look. I used
was
to.
working Monday through Thursday. I forgot what time I went. I went from 7 to 7. I worked from 7 to 5.
No.
I worked from 7 to 5.
Now
From
I
7 to 5.
get it if is you work 4 days and then there's another shift of
It's
people
another shift
that
that come
comes
in.
in after
Yeah.
that works
That's
the extra
whole
day
plant.
and shit like
The
that.
whole plant.
But
And then-
you still
that
lose
shift
out
works.
as a worker
Huh?
if you mandatory only 4 days a fucking
Yeah.
week, bruh. Because you cannot make as much money as possible in 4 days.
I got my 40.
Even if they bring you in
I
there
got
for
my 40, and we
if they
still
bring
did-
it
and we
40
still
hours,
did extra
that's the
days.
most you can get though.
Huh?
They can't work you past 10 hours. So the most you can get is 10 hours. So the most you
That's what they
get,
want.
think about
But
it.
if you make it
Hold on,
enough,
hold on.
hold up. If you make it enough money in an
Look
hour,
what you're doing.
it don't matter.
Look what you're doing. You done balled yourself up for 4 days now, right?
Right.
So now everything is resting on how much money you get an hour.
Right.
You
That's
think
why
they're gonna
you
give you
right.
what, $30 an hour? Like
Motherfuckers already
nothing,
making $30 an hour.
nothing can help this 4-day thing here, dog.
Hey,
Unless we up to $50 an hour.
hold up.
Like
I
4
think
days,
auto workers already making 30.
4 days can't work.
Hold on.
It's no way possible, bruh. And you know
Let me
what? Companies
see.
get real slick. Okay, you want to do 4 days? You're gonna do
Yeah.
4 days and 5 hours. Now what? Now you see what I'm saying? You go home, I'm gonna send somebody else in for the other 3 hours. You lose.
Look,
You're gonna be looking for other jobs. That can't be your full-time job no more. Because you negotiate yourself out of it. Literally.
damn.
That's why I'm surprised on the union,
Damn.
the unions that's pushing that.
Damn. They should be. When is this? The average auto worker salary in the United States is $38,400 a year. Salaries range from 30,000 to 50,000. Average worker hourly raise. This has got to be old. Because $12 per hour. Ain't nobody getting $12 an hour. This shit got to be old. This shit got to be old. You goddamn well, you know, them motherfuckers, I wouldn't take that shit for nothing. You lost your motherfucking mind.
Yeah, I mean, across the America,
But
it's from $18 to $32 they make.
Yeah. So some of them,
Some of them make $32 an hour, but all of them don't. So the ones that's
True.
making 18, you
That's
cut
the
that
one-
shit to 4 days.
that's the ones that
And
want-
then one day they come in, the motherfucker be like, we don't
Okay.
need you but 2 hours a day.
but
Nigga,
see,
you're not paying no bills
see,
like that, bro. You're
what
not
I'm
paying
saying,
no bills.
If you get a what they want, a 40%.
I'm surprised they negotiated this. I'm really surprised that the union representative that even did this. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked, bro.
Mm-mm.
I'm really
Like I
shocked.
say, I mean, we really gotta see the
I'm shocked.
contract because like,
Unless they make it
if-
$50 an hour and then go home for 4 days, I get it.
Yeah,
But
some of them will be.
I hope so.
Shit, if you making damn near 30 and you get a 40% raise, you gonna make close to 50.
Damn.
You gonna make close to 50.
Really though? You think they're doing anything harder than niggas in Smithfield?
For what?
Doing anything harder than motherfuckers that work in Smithfield Packard?
I think
That they can make
I think some of them
$50 an hour.
I think some of them are.
Do you think a hangman should
Look.
make $50? Do you think a smoker should make $50? Think a
I'm
motherfucker
not
in a
saying
packing
we should
room
make- I
below
think we should-
zero
look.
stacking boxes should make $50?
No,
Who should
I'm
make
not saying
$50
we should make 50, but I think we should be. I think we should have been making more than what we was making an hour. I think
In
that.
Smithfield?
Hell yeah, I think that because that was motherfucking. Look, that was motherfucking hard, strenuous, continuous work. And shit, when we first got there,
Niggas
that
had
was
$2
like $10 an hour.
Wait.
Like $10 an hour when we first got there.
I negotiated the last contract, bro.
That was the last contract, but
Oh,
okay, that was the last contract. But it was motherfucking 3 or 4 contracts before
oh,
that.
okay. I got it.
It was 3 or 4 contracts.
'Cause I know
before
hang
that.
line, anybody hanging got $2 too.
Not in the day. At night
What?
they did.
No, you got $2 period.
No, they didn't.
It wasn't just for night.
And that's supposed to be
What are you
the
talking
last
about?
contract.
It was
'Cause
$2
I know
period.
goddamn
Oh,
well-
okay. All right.
No, because for one thing,
It was $2
for
period.
one
If you
thing-
hang line smoke house, you get $2. Nighttime, you get an
At
extra
night.
35. You
but
get $2
that might
and a
have been at the
35.
end. That might have been at the end, but I know goddamn well before
Exactly.
then, we was getting what everybody else was fucking getting. And I'm just saying, it's some like hanging, palletizing, and pushing on them goddamn trees, especially going from
Yeah.
hot to cold, hot to cold, hot to
Yeah.
cold. That shit wasn't good for you.
They got paid.
Them workers, when we was working in that shit, we deserved more than what we was getting. I mean, we got what we got. We accepted what we accepted. But still, we should have been paid more than what we was. Everybody in that motherfucker, because that was hard ass fucking work. Motherfuckers wasn't on that motherfucking hang line when you had to squeeze. When your motherfucking hands go, oh my God. It was shit on that motherfucker was terrible.
I think Sean was making $20-something.
Fuck no. I don't make no motherfucking 20 something.
What are you
motherfucking hours.
talking about?
Sean wasn't making no 20.
Sean was
bucks.
making $20,
Fuck
bro.
no, I was a motherfucker. I was a line leader the same time as Sean.
He was getting $2 bonus.
No,
And he
God
was.
wouldn't give it to him.
Nah. I made it.
Give it to
I
him.
remember that.
I remember
he
went-
gave it to him.
No, Clyde wouldn't. Clyde
I remember
didn't.
Sean came to me. I
No.
did that. I did that right
I
there.
remember.
I did that whole
Sean
thing right
went
there.
up to motherfucking Clyde's office.
I remember that. He came to me.
walked in,
I did that.
After he talked to you. I remember this. He went into Clyde's office and shut the door. Clyde called the motherfuckers out from the booth to come in there as he was acting like Sean was gonna do something to him. Sean went in there, shut the door, and
Sean got $2.
He didn't get the $2.
Yes, he did.
Clyde told him, if you want the $2, go to second shift.
No.
That's what he told him.
And Sean
what
got
he
that $2,
told him.
bruh. Trust and believe
Shit.
me. Sean got that $2.
Sean didn't get that $2.
Yes, he did, bruh.
Sean didn't get
Sean
that $2.
got $2.
He didn't get that $2.
Every day he came to smoke out. He was getting, in the hang line, he was getting $2, bruh.
Shit, if he was getting it, I know I was getting more.
You was getting $2 too.
No, I wasn't. I was getting supervisor pay.
What do you mean? It wasn't no such
I
thing.
was getting what supervisors was making.
Was you getting $2?
I was getting more than
That was-
more. What supervisors was making, I was getting upgraded to more than that because I was running this shit when motherfucking Keista, Pat, and Vinny or whoever else wasn't there. They was giving me supervisor pay. What supervisor was making, I was making.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that right there.
Yes,
I don't know about workers in the plant.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They
saying.
was getting paid, bro.
Nah.
My last 2 years there, they definitely getting paid. Well, nobody there bitching about pay. I know that.
I know day shift was because they wasn't
I
getting
know
that $2.
Y'all was bitching because we was getting $2, y'all wasn't.
Right.
Of
But he
course.
was like, how
But
we
that
doing the
pay
same
y'all was
motherfucking
getting,
What? But the pay was
y'all was good.
Yeah, shit. When I left motherfucking when I left and went back to maintenance, we was at
You was on second shift. I knew you was getting
I
$2.
wasn't on second shift. I'm never on second shift.
In the hang line?
No, I'm never on second shift. I was on day shift the whole 13 years I was there. I never. I filled in one night on motherfucking on second shift because somebody wasn't there. And they bumped my pay up for that.
Yeah.
I was because Keisha was bumping my pay up on a regular.
There's another thing that was negotiated. Niggas was doing shit that wasn't their job and need to get paid for it. There's a lot of shit that was in their contract, bro.
That's because motherfuckers
Because they have a motherfucker, a line leader doing all types of shit. And it's not in their job description. They have a nigga that's on the line doing all types of shit.
Because they was letting them get away with it.
Yeah, I know. And we took care of that.
Because
The niggas got paid. Everybody got paid, bro.
Even when I was doing it, like when I first started running the jack, it wasn't my job. But I had Larry. Larry was my supervisor at the time.
Niggas started doing the jack was getting paid.
And Larry would upgrade my motherfucking pay. For all the hours that I was on the motherfucking jack,
Got paid.
I got paid
Niggas
for
getting
it.
paid. Niggas
When
getting
I
paid.
started
Honestly,
doing
I don't give a fuck.
when I first started doing the horn, when I got on the horn,
I'm gonna try to
the
find some
horn I think
motherfuckers.
the horn paid like 50 cents more. I got paid for all that shit.
I'm gonna try to find some people on this joint that negotiate the contracts with me too. That'd be slick too.
But
and I'm gonna bring.
motherfuckers let them. Damn, it's 10:38.
We're gonna bring
Motherfuckers
some
let them get
unions
away
on
with
here.
it.
We're gonna bring some union reps on here too.
That's the problem.
That shit
Y'all
gonna be slick.
motherfuckers out there, stop letting them motherfuckers get away with that shit.
You gotta know how powerful having a union is. You know what
Fuck
I'm saying?
yeah.
Well, check us every Tuesday night, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dog, Tuesday night podcast. The debate's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's this week too.
Tomorrow.
Damn. Debates. Don't forget the debates. You know what I'm saying, dog? Check out the Republican debates. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can understand where they going and where they not going and how this thing is flowing. You know what I'm saying, dog? And check us out so y'all understand who these people are, because we discuss, we break down who people are running in this race. You know what I'm saying, dog? Twitch, Twitter, wherever you want to find us at, it's Strictly Politics all night long. You know what I'm saying, dog? Whether you hate us or you love us, we're going to give you the real. You know what I'm saying, dog? Politics from the hood point of view.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog?
You never know when that
We're not coming from
you never know.
professional view.